Hello and welcome in the practical JavaScript session. So today we'll be talking about the view preparation part, and these are the user stories which are there in front of you, right? So we would like to create the display issue and toggle all buttons, and these buttons are going to interact with the JavaScript code that we have already written. So in the previous sessions we have seen that we have created one issue list object, and this issue list object had multiple methods available, right? So through this particular session we will be working on to the UI part. We'll be having different buttons, and these buttons are going to interact with the data that is already available inside the JavaScript code. Now the next user story is going to be like this, that you will be having this display issue button. So when you click on this display issue button, your button should call this issue list dot display issues method. Similarly, you will be having the toggle all button, and for this you will be clicking on this, then it should call the issue list dot toggle all method. Okay. Before we move ahead, I would like to show you something on this, and let me start with here. Okay, let's say for example I just want to show you something. Okay, let us do one thing. We have this to do. Okay, I do one thing. I just create one button over here, and on that button I will be doing some few things on that. So let us do this. Let us come onto our code, and we have this to do. So let us create one button over here. How do we create the button? This is the button. Okay, so let's say you say here click me. This is the button. So when you will refresh this page, this click me will be available over here. Let us click on this and say inspect. I would like to explain you certain things. Now try to understand few things over here. When you say that, when you inspect this and you see over here that the button is highlighted. Now the question is that how browser has understood that it is going to be a button, and how browser has understood that we are supposed to reach over here. Okay, to make you understand this particular thing, let me open this console window and let us do one thing over here. So let's say for example we have this. Okay, we'll be dealing these particular errors and all those things later on. Let us first discuss about this thing. So when I'll say document, okay, simple document I'm typing over here. So as you can see over here, when I'm typing document, it is selecting the whole document in this side. Okay, and once you will click enter, now see this thing. Now this is doing what? It is basically showing this document as an object. So once you open this, you will be getting the complete document structure over here. Just keep on go inside this and try to understand where exactly your data will be available. So this data should be available here inside the container. You have this, and here you can see this is the button. Okay, so now from here, if you know that you have one object, through the object you will be having certain methods, and through these methods you can reach till here. Let me show you how do we reach there. Okay, so let us do one thing. We have this document, it is an object. Now we have get element by tag name. This is the method. Okay, so in this particular method I am going to provide the button. Now see what will happen in this particular case. When you hit enter, you will see that you have one HTML collection. It is the same collection type that we used to do in some other programming languages. Okay, so right now this is the collection of buttons that will be available over here. So when you click on this, now see we have one button available, right? But basically if you have only one button, then this is a good method to get the button by this way. But let's say for example, if you will be having multiple buttons over here, how will you be working on this? Let's say just do this particular thing, you will understand. Let's say you also have one more button. Okay, this is the OK button, you get it over here. Now try to understand what will happen in this particular case. If I just do this, just a minute. Okay, it has written wrong. So this is button, and here I am saying this is the OK. Okay, now see over here, you will be getting the OK button over here. So let me refresh. Now we have OK button. Now when I will be writing this, that we have this document dot get element by tag name. Now see, you want to get the button. Okay, Now see here what is happening. Basically it is creating a node list over here, right? Now okay, it is, I have used the wrong method, elements by name. No, I do not want to do this. I want to do it using get element by tag name. Yes, this I want to do. So this is the button. Now see over here, now in the element HTML collection you are getting two buttons. Now the question is how you will be using the first button and how you are going to use the second button. If you think that you can go with the index value, that is fine, you can go with this, but I'm going to tell you the better approach for doing this thing. Okay, let's say for example I want to handle this particular button. So the better approach is going to be, you just specify the let's say we specify the test over here. Okay, this is the ID. Now for this I'm going to specify the ID is equal to okay. Now see, this is very important concept, guys. Refresh this, go back here, and we have document dot get element by tag name. Okay, now with this get element by tag name, okay, I do not want to get it by tag name, get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID, this we take. Okay, and here we have this test as an ID. Now see what will happen, you are getting only the test button over here, right? If you provide okay over here, I'm sure you will be getting the OK button with this. Now you can see you are getting the OK button, and here you are getting the click me button, right? So this particular approach we are supposed to use. Now you might be thinking that how exactly these buttons are going to interact, like how these buttons are going to work. Right now as you click on these buttons, these are the senseless buttons, right? So what basically we want to do, we want to create some kind of event on this. So what exactly this event handling that I explained to you from here itself. Now see this thing. So this is the kind of mechanism that basically event will be working. So as you can see over here, we have the event source, that is the click me button. So any button that you click, that is basically called as event source. Once you click on this particular thing, there is one event listener that will be triggered. Now you might be thinking what exactly this event listener is. So this event listener is basically a function which will be having two arguments. One is the event. Event is, let's say for example, when you click on the button, this particular thing is called the event. So here on the event you will be having click, and you will be having the function, like when you click on this button, what kind of function you want to perform, right? Or what kind of operation you want to perform. So this particular function that you can see over here, this particular function is basically the closure function, this is called, right? So you will have to read about the closure. I have already shared the function reference with you. You can just go over there and you can read about it. Now just try to understand that how exactly you will be using this particular thing. So as you can see over here, you will be retrieving this click me button with the help of this get element by ID method. This way you will be receiving a specific button, and once this button will be available, what you can do, you can call this add event listener method on this, which will be requiring the event and the closure function over here. Right, so let us just implement this particular thing, and then we will be working on to the actual requirement part. Okay, so with this, let us do one thing. Let us say we have, let me just remove this button. Okay, so I just name it here as click me. This is the click me as an ID. Okay, I just copy this particular ID from here. Let us go into the script part and let us write some code over here. Let's say we have click me button, we have this document dot get element by ID, this is the method, and inside the method we have provided this particular ID. Okay, now with this you have click me, one second, you have click me button over there. So on this, what you can say, you can set the event listener. So we are setting the event listener, and so in the event listener you will be providing the event, which particular event is happening, and then you will be providing the function over here, right? So this function is not going to have any argument, and you will say that what this particular function will do. So let's say for example I'm just calling this alert method and I say that click me button clicked. Okay, this is what I would like to display. So let us do one thing, let us run this particular example and let us see what kind of changes you will be getting in your application. So let us come over here, let me save everything, let me click on click me. So as you can see, when I'm clicking on this, my button has started reacting, right? So right now you can see you have one pop-up, that is the alert. Okay, now from here what we want, basically we will be creating our display, issue and toggle all button. So these are the basically the requirements. So let us go back here and try to see what are the requirements. So we need to have the display issues and toggle all buttons very first. So let us create these things first. Okay, so how do you create the buttons? Again, you want to create two buttons over here. One button is display issue, display issues, and this is going to be a toggle all. So this is the toggle all button. Okay, now from here what you will have to do, you will have to provide the ID specifically. So this is the display issues and this is for toggle all. So let us say this is the toggle all. Okay, now what you will have to do over here, you will be copying this thing, go into your script part and here just replace these things. One second, you need to replace this. Okay, and here we will be performing this. Now with this display issues, what basically we want to do, when we click onto the display issues, our second requirement is that we should be able to call this display issues method from here. So rather than just putting the alert over here, what I'll do, I'll call issue list dot display issues. This is the method that I'm going to call. Okay, now with this, let me just run my code. So when I go back and let me just take it a little bit here, let us refresh it. Now you can see you have display issues and toggle all. So when you click on this, now see there is no issues in the issue list that is coming over here. Let us try to do one thing. Let us put this issue list dot add issue and issue list dot add issue. This is the second one. Okay, now what will happen with this, let us remove this and click on display issues. Now you can see you have issues available over here, right? Let us work on to the toggle all feature and this way our requirements will be finished. So we have this toggle all, right? So let us do one thing, let us go back into this and here we will be creating one more code in the same way. So let us create this, go back into your HTML page and from here we can select the toggle all, come back in this, just replace all these display issues. Okay, and here we would like to call the toggle all. This method we want to call. Now let us see whether it is working or not. So let us refresh everything. Now you will have to add the issues first. Issue list dot add. So let us add this issue 1. Issue list dot add issue 2. Okay, now you have issues available. Let us do one thing, click on display. So you can see display is displaying the issues. Click on toggle all. Now you can see it is changing the behavior, it is changing the completed status. Right now here you can see it has changed the completed status. So right now what we are doing, basically we are trying to communicate with the UI layer to our JavaScript code, and right now what is happening, basically the output that is happening, it is coming right now here in the console window. Later in my later videos you will be understanding that how this particular kind of output you can bring here, and that will be the DOM manipulation concept, right? So that is something we are going to learn in the new sessions or in the upcoming sessions. So as of now, I think this is done. Let me just give you one reference over here that will be very useful for you all. Okay. So just go on this particular reference. You can search for introduction to events on Google, and then you will be coming on this particular thing. So you should be able to open this MDN website for this. Now, as you can see over here, what is written, events are actions or occurrences that happen in the system you are programming, which the system tells you about, so you can respond to them in some way if desired. For example, if the user clicks on a button on a web page, you might want to respond to that action by displaying an information box. So as you can see over here, whatever description has been written over here, the same kind of thing we have practically understood. Okay, so this reference is really very good reference. So take some time, come here and try to understand this particular reference. This is really very good reference for understanding that how event works and what kind of events you should add in your application. Okay, so just to work on this particular thing. So I think I am done for this session. We'll be meeting into the next session. Thank you very much.